What's up, y'all? It's DJ Kash, the Fly Haitian Kid, here at Apartment 4B in Atlanta, my favorite restaurant to eat, to chill, to listen to some vinyl, you know what I'm saying, here at ATL. Welcome to the DJ Kash Podcast. Today, of course, I got my homie, my bro, Nektunez in the building. What's up, bro?
Good, how are you?
What's going on, man?
Nothing much.
What's going on? So, this record you got, man, Ameno.
Right.
It's insanely, it's become like a thing that's defining Amapiano now.
Right.
It's insanely big. How do you feel about this whole success?
It feels good, honestly, I'm not gonna lie. It feels really good. But at the same time, I feel motivated. I don't let this salsa get to my head. I feel motivated. And then like, I want to do better than this.
Nice.
So like, that's where I am now.
So matter of fact, let's back up a little bit. How long have you been creating music?
Since 2008, so let's say 13 years now.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been doing this.
And how did you get started?
So growing up, I grew up around people who were musically inclined. I would go to the churches and follow like those who were older than me, watch them play drums, keyboard and all that. So I actually started with the drums. So I was playing drums, and then when I got into high school, I used to be the one who plays drums in the school and all that. And then I had these friends who were who could play piano as well. So I just watched them play, and then I had one small one that I used to practice. I watched people play, and then I tried to do the same thing. But it got to a point where I felt all the guys around me were better than me, like when it comes to the bass guitar, the lead guitar, the piano and all that. So I was like, you know what, let me also toe my lane where I can stand out. So that was when I went into the production, and I jokingly told them, I'm going to make music, and then you guys are going to learn how to play, you know, like it was just a joke. So, yeah, and then so that actually motivated me. I like healthy competition. I don't like to feel bitter about anything. I just appreciated the fact that my friends were better than me. So I would rather toe a different lane. So that was when like the production idea came, and then around that time, the likes of DJ Khaled, David Guetta, Don Jazzy from Nigeria, like they were all popping up as like producers and all that. So I was like, I want to be like one of these guys, and that was when the whole motivation came.
And I wanted to ask you, like, so you're from Ghana.
Yeah.
What was the music scene like growing up in Ghana?
Honestly, growing up in Ghana, I wasn't listening to too much Ghanaian music. I would rather listen to reggae. I would listen to jazz. I would listen to South African music, because I had this neighbor who, like, very early in the morning, like between 6 and 8, like before he dresses up for work, he plays loud music. And then like these are the kind of music he plays, and then he would play funk and all that, like all different kinds of music. So I kind of like got addicted to that kind of vibe. So even though like I was listening to Ghanaian music on radio, it was more of me like falling in love with like South African music, jazz, R&B, hip hop and all that.
You say you listened to some dancehall and some reggae. Like, who were you listening to when you was coming up reggae wise?
Obviously Lucky Dube, Bob Marley, and then all those guys. Like,
Nice.
yeah. Especially on Saturdays, like he plays reggae like almost all day.
On the radio, local radio station.
Not local radio, my neighbor.
Oh, your neighbor.
Yeah,
Oh,
he plays like reggae like all day. So like sometimes I'll walk to him and be like, yo, who is this? Who is this? And then he'll tell me, oh, this is Lucky Dube, this is this is this. Yeah, that's how come like I feel like really in love with music.
Right.
And, yeah.
Was there a big reggae scene growing up in Ghana? Was there a lot of people that were into reggae?
Yeah. Because I remember in high school, a lot of my friends like had, you know, around that time we had iPods and then Walkman and all those things. Yeah, so they have like the cassette and all that they used to listen to. So yeah, it was big. Reggae was big.
Nice. So how is it like being from Ghana and then getting into something like, how do you, other than your neighbor playing South African music, is there a South African music scene in Ghana? Like, how else did you get influence to start getting into like producing?
I think around that
South
time,
African music?
this lady, Brenda, Brenda and then Rebecca and all that. Like I think they were quite hot around that time, and then their music was played on radio constantly. So I think that's where he also hears stuff, and then you go buy the CD or the cassette or whatever. So yeah, I think South African music was popping around that time. We had like Uli na, like those records were quite big in Ghana.
So when did you know, like, this is it? Like, this is what I'm gonna do for a living?
I think towards the end of my high school days, like I felt so when I was in high school, right? I used to be one of the brilliant kids in class. So like everybody was, I did accounting in high school, so everybody was looking up to me to like go further business course in the university, right? But then looking at how much I fell in love with music, when I was getting out of high school, I decided to go pursue a course in the university that would allow me to have like some kind of freedom, so that in case I skip class, I wouldn't have to pay for it. So like when I told my people, my mom, that this is the course I want to do, so I studied political science. I felt it's a course that I could read, even if I miss class, it's a course that I could read and then still go write my examinations and pass. So when I told them I don't want to do business course in the university again, they were like, why? And I was like, I think I need some time to pursue music as well. So yeah, I think towards the end of my high school days, that was when I realized, I think this music thing is going to go far. So when I got into the university, I barely go for class. Like most of my colleagues, like I don't even know them like up to now. Like after this Ameno thing, a lot of them will hit me up and be like, yo, I heard you in my class, yo, congrats and all that. But like I barely made friends in my class because like let's say the whole academic semester I would only go for class like 4 times.
Right.
And then like majority of the days I'm in the studio.
Wow. Because all right, are African parents the same way Caribbean parents, in the sense like Caribbean parents don't look at music as a legitimate career.
Right.
Like they look at it like that's something you do as a hobby, you do that on the side, but your career is whatever you go to school for.
Right.
Did your parents accept you being a musician?
Yes, so the good thing was my mom didn't oppose to that. So I'm a twin, right? So my sister actually went to pursue the business course. We were in the same class actually. So my mom didn't oppose to my decision, probably because like I made them proud when I was in high school. So like they feel, okay, whatever decision I want to make might be the right decision. The only point where they were a little bit worried was during my uni days, and then after uni, and then like things weren't picking up as it should.
Right.
And then they were like, so what if you stop the music and then find something that can bring income, because it looks like you're just pumping money into it and then nothing is coming out. And then I'll just tell them, let's see, something will pop up.
Right.
So like they were never opposed, but like as a parent, like you definitely get worried if nothing is coming out from or out of what your son is doing. So like they were just genuinely concerned, but they never asked me to stop music. There are times my parents, my mom, and then my uncle who lives here, like constantly ask me, what's the progress, what do you need, and then sometimes he would support and all that.
So they were very supportive.
Yeah, they were very supportive. Like,
That's good, because my mom was like that too. My mom, she was very supportive. You know, to this day, my mother doesn't understand what I do and how I get paid. She still doesn't understand.
My mom doesn't understand. Sometimes when I mention the figures to her, she'll be like, I don't know what you're talking about.
So you go to uni, you get out. When you get out, what's the plan?
So when I got out of uni, you know, like in Ghana, there's this formality you have to follow. You go to junior high school, you go to senior high school, you go to the uni, you apply for jobs, white collar jobs, and then like you work in the office like 9 to 5 or 8 to 4. But then after my uni, I had to do my 1 year national service, right?
Wait, what's that?
So national service is like after your uni, you work at any organization, and then like the government pays you. Because
Oh, okay,
so they
okay.
do that in a sense that if you want to hold a high profile position in the country, you need that certificate.
Got
If you want to become a politician,
like community service.
yes, something like
So,
that.
so they kind of pay you to do community service.
Yeah,
Okay,
something like that. So like I did that, but then it was really tough because like the money the government was paying us was like very little.
Right.
And then like I was trying to like get my studio like done proper around that time too. So what I do is when I wake up in the morning, I go to work, close at 4, get into the car, and then I live like an hour and a half from where the studio was.
Right.
Get into the car, then go to the studio, do some work, and then come back home like around 3 a.m. Then have like 3-4 hours sleep, and then have to get up for work.
do everything
like,
again.
It was that was continuous for like a year.
Wow.
Like it was really tough. So after my national service, I was like, I don't think I'm going to apply for a job and then work under anybody anymore. So like I went hard on my production stuff. Like it was hard financially, but I mean, I still kept my head up high, was doing my thing. And then like fast forward January 2018, like I moved here permanently.
Right.
Yeah.
So when did the song Ameno pop off? Then? What year was that? 2019?
No, 2021. So
2021. Oh,
yeah,
2019.
that was so that was last year, right? So at some point in my career, I felt a lot of people could not relate to my sound. Yeah.
Well, why do you feel that?
It's like there were times I would meet people and then love to work with them, A-list artists, and then especially in Ghana, and then they would be like, "Yeah, I love your beats, but it's too refined, it's too classic, and all that." Like I think they just wanted like the hard-hitting stuff. I don't know, like it was hard-hitting, but they felt it was too musical. They wanted an anthem or whatever. I don't know what they wanted, but then like I felt a lot of people could not relate to my sound, and then getting features and all that, like it was really hard. So that actually, let me say, it motivated me to come up with an idea, and I was like, you know what? If nobody wants to F with my sound,
Right.
I'm going to put like old school samples on this beats that I made, make it make sense, drop an EP. So that was when the idea came. So I did one with Believe. I did it with the Amapiano version, and then I sent it to my manager, the one you spoke with. And then he listened, and then he was like, "Don't drop this. Make 4 more, and let's put it out as an EP."
So your whole idea was, all right, I can't get people to get on my music.
Yeah.
I'm gonna remix a bunch of joints and put that out.
Yeah, I love to work with vocals that already exist. It's like I can't be chasing people forever. Like
Right.
if I really want to work with this person, I'm not hearing from him. I'm not about to put my beat somewhere and then wait for him to respond before I put it out. So I was like, you know what? Let me go and extract these vocals and then like play with it and then put it out. Probably the people who heard my sound might not be the right audience. So let me just do something crazy and then put it out. Definitely the right audience will catch on to it, and then it will blow up. That's what I kept on telling my friends. I'm like, you know what, my sound is like an international sound. Like I do world music. Like I had this kind of confidence in me. I do world music, and if my song blows up, it's going to blow worldwide. Like I have text messages, like conversations between my friends and I. So it was just that frustration and then motivation at the same time. And then I came up with the idea. I did Bob Marley, No Woman, No Cry. I did Killing Me Softly.
And all of these were like Amapiano versions?
Amapiano versions. And I put it out April 22nd, and on the day I was going to put it out, it was 4 tracks. Ameno Amapiano wasn't part of it. Around 10 a.m., I was like, you know what? I had a flashback when I was a kid on TV era. They used to perform this record that was like quite popular those days. I went to YouTube. I remember Dorime. I typed in Dorime. I saw Era, Ameno. I was like, good, perfect. This is what I was looking for. Downloaded it, their live performance, extracted the vocals, did my own thing, and then added it. Around 3 p.m. I was done. Like, you met me and then you saw how I work.
Right.
Like I didn't even have time to listen to the final mix. Like I was just like, this is what I'm looking for. This is how I want it to sound. And then like for me, when I'm working, I don't overstress myself. I don't overwork. So far as it sounds good, like I don't even have to play it to somebody to give me approval.
Right.
Once I'm confident, it sounds good. Sounds good.
I'm putting it out.
I'm putting it out. So like I put it out on that April 22nd, and boom, like it started flattening. It started crawling. Like had two trends to it prior to the You Want a Bamba version. And here we are.
So, the first one you put out didn't have those words or anything
No,
on
no,
it.
it
was
didn't
just
have,
the beat.
It was just the beat with the era vocals on it.
Right. And that, cause I think that was the first time I heard it, and I think everybody was doing TikTok challenges to it.
Yeah.
And it started to get really popular online.
Yeah. And then an MC also hopped on it. He did a freestyle that also went viral. Don Jazzy and all that, they posted it on their page and all that. So that was when the guy who did You Want to Bamba, the vocals on, he reached out and was like, I heard your song in the club. This is what I did to it. Heard it, it made sense. I was like, okay, let's leave it on the platforms. And when that version came, a lot of my friends were like, you think it's good? I was like, it sounds cool. Let's leave it and see what.
So when you heard it, you didn't think like, yo, this is a smash. It's gonna go super duper viral. You were just like, alright, I like it. It's cool.
Yeah, I mean, when I heard it, it sounded cool. It sounded different. So like, I was just like, in my pickup. That was what I told my friends. In my pickup. So let's leave it on the platforms and see how well it does. So with the knowledge, knowing that version was out, I was still promoting the original one, like constantly. I stopped promoting the original one around last week of November or like first week in December. Like when I dropped the record, I was doing the promo Instagram ad from April till, let's say, first week in December, when the You Want a Bamba version like exploded. Yeah.
That's crazy. Like
I didn't stop the promo because I believed like the song was so good that like everybody in the world had to hear it.
Right.
And then it paid off. Like,
so I remember there was a point in time where like, bro, you couldn't go on TikTok, you couldn't go on Instagram, you couldn't go on Facebook, you couldn't go on any social media outlet, bro, without hearing You Want to Bamba, You Want to G with the big boys. Like, it was just, you know what I mean? It was just everywhere. So when I heard it, I knew what it was, but for a lot of people, that was their introduction to Amapiano.
Right.
So how does it feel to like introduce a whole generation to a whole genre that they had no clue existed before that?
Feels good. And then like on the other side, in my head, I'm like, whatever I perceived, whatever I thought of, whilst I was making this record, has come to reality. So in my head, when I was making this Ameno Amapiano, I was like, I need to make the record cross cultures, right? So you could hear like it's Amapiano, but it still has elements of pop. It still has EDM elements. It still have Afro, and then it still has the classicals. So it was like just me like thinking wide and then deep, and then putting all these like petty elements together.
Right.
So that when someone hears it, you don't have to be familiar with this sound to fall in love with it. So currently, like in France, Ameno Amapiano is doing crazy numbers in France, just because like I put in
Classical music,
you know,
right?
Like, and then like Africans can also relate to the Afro vibe.
Right.
House music lovers would also relate to the house elements in it. South Africans could also relate to the log drums and all that. So like it was just me. Like I love to like pick things that like nobody thinks will be something, and then put them together and then make something out of them.
Like, what do you think of the whole genre, like the Amapiano genre? Because it's like taking over it's insane how infectious that music is, like that genre is. And some people like to say like it's a phase and like it's gonna be hot for another year or two and it'll be gone. Like, what do you think?
Nah, I don't think. I think Amapiano is here to stay because like the musical roots to Amapiano is like so solid, like
Right.
and strong that you can't dispute the fact that Amapiano is here to stay. There's house elements, there's Afro elements, there's EDM elements, there's jazz elements to it, there's blues elements to it. Like it's just a combination of almost everything. So I think it has solid background that can make it last for a very long time.
I think, you think the perfect way, how would you describe it? Because when I describe it to people, I describe it as South Africa's version of house music.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's kind of like how I describe it. I know maybe South Africans might describe it differently, but for people to understand it, that's basically how I describe it. But how would you describe Amapiano?
I would say the same thing. African version of EDM or
Yeah,
African
their
version
interpretation
of
house music.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because
it takes a lot of elements from house music as
Right.
well.
It's infectious, man.
Very infectious.
It's-
So Amapiano, like studying the sound, this is what I feel about it. It has two phases, right? The first phase is when you hear it in mad speakers, like it's very energetic.
Right.
It makes you want to like move. It makes you want to dance. The same record, you can listen to it when like, and then you feel like very calm. It's calming at the same time,
That's very
but it's
true.
very hot at the same
It's
time.
very true.
Yeah.
It's the most calm turn up music I've ever heard in my life. Like it's very
calm,
chill.
it's very chill,
But you
like-
turn up to it.
Yeah.
You turn up to
very
it.
chill, and then it's rare. Like it's rare.
So do you think it'll move and be more like, because right now it's kind of tagged as a South African thing.
Yeah.
You think as it grows it'll be more like, it's like how like when Afrobeat first came out, it was looked at as a Nigerian thing. You know what I mean? But now it's like everywhere on the continent, people are doing off the continent too.
Right.
So do you think eventually it will grow to that where like a whole bunch of artists from all over the continent will be like
Yeah.
hardcore Amapiano artists?
Yeah. It's gonna happen. Like, and then you can't avoid it. It's music. It's art. So, whatever we are on right now, probably it was someone's idea, and then like he expanded to house, expanded to jazz,
Right.
expanded to Afrobeat, expanded to wherever. So like, I mean, we just have to accept the fact that it's music, it's art, and people are going to take elements and make it their own. People would also want to try, just like when reggae was popping, we have like white artists that like would do reggae music.
Right.
Dance hall, we had like whole of Africans like jamming to dance hall. When trap came, soul trap music came, South Africans like jumped on it. The likes of Casper, aka what's the name of this guy? Oh, this. Shit. Okay. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so this guy also came like, and then South Africans also came up with their South African version of trap and all that. So we just have to admit, like, it's music, it's for everybody, and then people would want to venture into it, and then it's allowed.
How is it like having like you have a hit before, when somebody had a hit, right? Everybody knew the elements of that artist because you had to either hear it on the radio where people would say, hey, this is so-and-so song by so-and-so and da-da-da. You see it on MTV, they would see your face, they would see your name, you see it on, things like that.
Right.
Now in this era, you upload a song and then by tomorrow, it could be super viral, millions of people have heard it and don't know who you are. Like, how challenging is that? Because now, like, your song blew up on social media.
Right.
And you are the architect of it, but that's not your vocals on it. So how difficult sometimes, what challenges do you face, like, with that, where your song almost grows faster than you?
Right. I mean, it's cool. Like, I mean, I don't take it personal. I was never the kind of person who wanted my face to be out there, or like, to start with, so I wasn't too concerned
Right.
if like people knew I was behind it or I was not behind it. But I mean, for business purposes and then for branding purposes,
Right.
I later on realized it was.
You got to get in front of it.
Yeah, I had to. So it's not too late because I know I can do it again.
Right.
I know I have staff like that will still shake the world. So this is not the time for me to cry over spilled milk. Like I need to gather my energy and work on what has to be done.
Because I know sometimes it's very hard because the song grows so fast.
It's too fast.
You know, and it's like people don't know that you are the architect of that song. You are the producer, you are the creator of that song because it grows so fast. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like, how did you get this name Nektunez? Because I know sometimes, you know, with the song being as big as it is, then you having a name so close to what Pharrell and his partner did, sometimes it could be misconstrued or confused.
Right.
How did you get your name Nektunez?
So I had this name when I was little, when I was in my junior high school. So it was just my initials I put together. Like I said initially, like I like to pick stuff from somewhere and then put them together.
Right.
So my real name is Noble Zogli, my Noble Eli Kwame Zogli. So Noble, my first name, then Eli, my African name, then Kwame, the day I was born, like if I was born on a Saturday, so when you're born on Saturday, Ghanaians call you Kwame. So N-E-K, that is neck, right?
Oh, gotcha.
And then tune obviously has to do with music. And then the Z is my last name, so it was just me putting stuff together.
Wow. Okay. So it wasn't like a deep, like it wasn't that deep. Like it was just like, yo, I put my name, all my names together.
But it was deep though, like because I had to think about it,
Right.
and to know which word letter comes first, which one comes
Okay,
second,
gotcha.
and all that. And yeah,
Like I don't think people. I'm excited for people to see, even though everybody knows Ameno, I don't feel like they know what you are capable of yet.
right.
Because I've seen you at work, bro, and it's like you're a genius. You're a musical genius, bro.
Thanks.
So I'm excited for people to see that part of you because
Right,
the way you work is like it's if you're a music lover, it's very exciting.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
To watch you work because it's insane. You know what I mean?
Thanks.
So
Appreciate it.
what do you have coming up next? Other than you know your viral hit, your big hit.
So I'm working on a couple of singles. I have a situation with Sony. They're also working on their thing. Like they're trying to project me to the world, like give me world collabs. I'm also trying to focus on my African audience and all that. So yeah, I'll be releasing. I actually did this record for my live set, and then which I put on my Instagram. I was just going to drop the live video
Right.
with the audio, but then the reaction, I'm like, you know what? Let me just finish this record up and then drop it as a single. So I'll be dropping that 21st July, and then after that, drop another single and drop. Yeah, just drop. Drop.
Is there anybody that you have in the vault that you work with that you could drop? Any artists that we may know?
For now, it's kind of.
Top secret?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I want it to come as a surprise.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think people are gonna be surprised. Like, do you feel the pressure? Because they know you for doing an Amapiano record, and sometimes you know people love to put you in a box. They love to put producers or musicians in a box. Do you feel pressure to only put out Amapiano?
No.
Or like, do you think people are expecting another Amapiano record from you?
Honestly, if I tell you, I think about what people think. I don't actually think. I think about what I feel is right.
Okay.
You know, when you go to my page, you realize like I do like diverse stuff. Like I have hip hop studio sessions. I have R&B studio sessions. I have Afrobeat studio sessions and all that. So I know I'm all around.
Right.
In my head, what I want to do is what I want to do. I don't actually think about what people expect from me. At the end of the day, I know when I put it out, they're gonna love it. So
What do
I
you
don't pay
enjoy
attention.
producing the most? Because everybody has like me as a producer, I can tell you like right now, all I care about is Amapiano.
Amapiano,
Like I don't care about nothing else. I don't care about, and I'm a reggae lover. Like I grew up on reggae. I'm a like Jamaican sound system culture like raised me. You know what I'm saying? But right now, all I care about doing is Amapiano. That's all I care about right now. So you as a creator, what do you like to create the most?
Like, I'm not going to lie, right? I love to create chill movie sounds. Like, that's when like I get extremely excited when I'm creating. Amapiano is one of the things like I do often and all that. But the only time you see me in my elements, like very excited, like very deep in my elements, is when I create this kind of chill, like the kind of labyrinth.
Got you.
That kind of vibe, like those are the stuff like I really
like chill pop,
chill vibe, like chill folk, like music, sunset vibes. Yeah.
But that's why you do Amapiano so well, cause Amapiano is very chill. Like it's very like Amapiano you can play to get the party started, or you can play when you come to the crib and you're just having a drink and you're just chilling on a Friday night. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's interchangeable. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So tell me like how hard is it like? Cause I heard you say your live DJ set. Like how hard is it to choose what you keep for your DJ set and what do you put out? Because I've heard certain elements of your DJ set and it's like super dope. Like you put together stuff for your DJ set that could be records.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That can come out and be like actual records. So how do you choose what to keep for your performance and what to like drop as a record?
Sometimes it's hard to choose. Like I'm not even gonna like. Sometimes when I work on stuff like that, I feel like putting it out.
Right.
But for some reasons, I mean, I have to keep it to myself for a while, use it for my own stuff, and then maybe later on when people catch on to it, put it out. It's quite hard because like I really love people to hear what I do, and then sometimes like I feel itchy to just put it out. I mean, at this stage, at this level, I have to do things proper.
Right.
Yeah.
So, being from Ghana, like I always tell this to African artists, like I think what y'all do is so important for this generation because as African Americans, like we've been showed the wrong representation of Africa.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like what we've been told about Africa has been told to us by our colonizers. You know what I mean? So it's so important what you do because seeing you, we see what Africa really is, what Africa really sounds like, what it looks like, what it like. We get to really see the real Africa. So it's very important what y'all do. So being from Ghana and Ghana doing the year of the return, how do you see that as, you know, being from Ghana? Like, what do you take from that? Because for us, like, when people say, oh man, I went to Africa and I love it and I'm gonna move there, most of the time they're talking about Ghana.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think it was so dope that Ghana did the year of the return. Like, but you being from there, what do people from there feel about like the whole year of return and people like moving there in drones? Because I feel like I read an article that said now more than ever African Americans are moving to Africa and their first choice is Ghana.
Yeah, I think Chance the Rapper was there.
Yeah, like everybody has gone there. I think Kendrick.
Yeah, Kendrick.
Everybody, like the year to return has brought back so much people from there, like stars, not people who aren't stars. Yeah. So like being from Ghana, like how do you feel about them kind of like waving the flag for the African diaspora to say, hey, come home?
Yeah, I mean it feels good. Like it kind of corrects the narrative. That I mean, Africa is more like a jungle and all that.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then you can see the excitement in the eyes of all these guys, world artists who come to Ghana, and then you can see like they enjoy their stay, they're happy and all that. So it's just good for the culture, and I'm sure a lot of white people would also want like go to Africa just because they listen to some of these A-list artists in America, and then like. They see what they do, and then they would also want to have a feel of what Ghana or Africa is like. So I feel it feels good that now like the world is becoming a global village, as you know, like as they say, proper.
Like What besides music? What was what was your view of like African Americans besides music wise? Because I know music wise, you get it's a glimpse, into the window of what we do in our culture in America. But like, what's like the thought of African Americans like from a African perspective?
I mean, growing up, I felt African Americans like are more like uh, the chilling type of people. Like
Right.
they like to go out, they like to hang out, they like to party and
Right.
all that. So and then like they like fashion. That's how I like.
But
used
that's
to-
not different from anything different from Ghana.
Yeah,
Y'all
I
the
mean,
same
you know,
way.
like
Y'all like fashion, y'all like
with
the
the
chill
jeans,
too.
the big jeans with the like tees and all that, with the cape and all
Right.
that. Yeah, so like that's how I perceived. Um, yeah.
How much
like,
how much of that did y'all emulate? Like how much of that the fashion did y'all see and be like, yo?
a lot, yeah, a lot
Yeah.
of Ghanaians like would dress like 50 Cent.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of Africans would dress like that with the big like tees and all that. So
With
like
the 4X shirt.
yeah, you know, yeah. So
That was different.
Yeah, so in my head I was like, oh, Black Americans like they are more like people who like to enjoy the moment, like party and all that. Like that's how I used to see them.
Right.
Yeah, until this people in the entertainment industry changed my perspective, and then I realized a lot of Black Americans were doing really great over here, like philanthropic movements,
Right.
and all that. Yeah.
Right. How proud is Ghana of you making a hit like this? Like, how is it when you go back home, bro? Cause this song is so big. Like you've been to, like I always tell people, we do a night called Bamba Tuesdays here in Atlanta. If you're ever in Atlanta, you need to come through. We play Amapiano, we play Afro House, we play Afrobeat. But you've seen the reaction when
You know, before like the song went viral, I never been to the club. I never went out to lounges and all that. I always stay home. Like I don't
Wait,
like
time
to
out.
stay-
So before Ameno dropped, you never been to the club?
No, never.
Seriously?
100%.
That's crazy.
Yeah, never been to the club. My first time in the club was February. I forgot the date, but I went to my manager's club in Ghana. So he hosted a night for me. It was like Nektunez and friends, and I was surprised. Whiskey pulled up for my
Wow.
like Nektunez and friends, and like when they dropped the record, and then I saw the reaction. And then prior to that, I never heard the song in like huge speakers and all that.
Right.
I never heard it. I was just like watching on my phone, on my PC and all that. I never heard like how monstrous it sounded.
Wow.
Until I went to the club. I was like, yo. And people.
So what does that feel like? Bro, first of all, you've never been to the club. Then the first time you go to the club, Wizkid is pulling up on you, and your song is the biggest song of the night. Like that gotta be mind blowing.
It was crazy. Like people's reaction alone, like like it's different when you see people react to the record on your phone,
Right.
than like see it live. And then it's like I was there, they were playing records, and then when mine popped up, like the whole energy changed in the club. It's like wait, and then like I could feel everything on my chest, like yo, it was
That's
hard.
gotta be insane. So so again, how does Ghana treat you? Like how do they look at you now?
I mean, like it was cool. It was welcoming. The hospitality was good. I mean, people now respect what I do.
Right.
Initially, it was hard to get a lot of people, even hard to get my song on radio and all that. But now, like when I went, like I didn't even have to ask. Like they were like, come, that. But it's all part of life. If you want to get somewhere, you have to work hard for yourself.
Right.
To be able to get the respect and then
Right.
get to wherever you want to go. So like it was cool. Like I didn't take it personal. There were DJs that I would like text. I had their personal number. I would text and then be like, I have this record I'm trying to put out. Can you play on radio and all that? They can't read and then they don't respond.
They left you on
the
red.
but when the song blew up, they were like, oh, can you come to my station for an interview? And then I still went
Right.
because I kind of believe in this life you have to help yourself first. So probably they didn't see the point in interviewing me, so I didn't take it personal. There are a lot of bloggers I was trying to reach when I dropped the record. I was like, can you please promote this? How much do you want to charge? They read and they don't even
Respond.
They didn't even respond. But when the song blew up, they come back to my DM and be like, "Yo, bro, I'm so sorry. I'm not single." But
At least they apologize.
yeah. I mean, I don't take it
In
personal.
hip hop, they're not
like,
gonna apologize, bro.
yeah,
You know what
I
mean?
didn't take it personal because that is life. Like, you have to work for yourself. If you really want people to respect you, you have to get something going on. Else, like, nobody's gonna like.
Bro, with this song, you started like, I named the night after the song. I
Right,
started the
totally.
night pushing Amapiano, and the whole night is named after the song, named after that song. So it's amazing, man. Thank you
Thanks,
for
man.
coming through, bro.
Thank you for
I
having
appreciate
me.
it. Let them know where they can find you, where they can follow you, all that good stuff.
So the name is Nektunez, Nektunez. Nektunez on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere, YouTube.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm excited for what's to come because I was fortunate to get a glimpse
Right.
of what you can do, and it's amazing, bro.
Thank
So
you.
thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Thank you
Appreciate
for having me.
DJ Kash Podcast here in apartment 4B in Atlanta. Nektunez in the building. Big shout out to Mr. Vice for recording this whole thing. If you can see the setup in here, go to my Instagram. We're gonna show you the behind the scenes look. Vice, I know y'all see the upgrade. If you look at the other podcast and you see this one, I know you see the upgrade. That's Mr. Vice. Vice, what's your Instagram?
D-Grind Mr. Vice.
What is it?
D-Grind Mr. Vice.
D-Grind, Mr. Vice. Make sure you check him out. If you ever come to Atlanta, come to Rum Punch. You've seen him on the stage filming me while I'm tearing up the crowd. So big up to Mr. Vice. Make sure you follow him too, all right? DJ Kash Podcast, Nektunez. We here.